girl Cameron, and I'm back at it again with another video. And today I'm going to be giving you guys a review, my thoughts, my opinions on the second annual Savage Fenty fashion show. And this one's volume 2. And I just watched it, so I thought I would sit down, give you my thoughts while they're fresh. And I have a lot to say about this. Please comment down below, what do you guys think of the show? What do you guys think of her lingerie line? What do you think of how she's revolutionizing how we actually put inclusivity into branding? And yeah, let's just talk about it. We're gonna get into all of that. And please hit that subscribe button down below. You already know the drill. Road to 1.5K. Honestly, road to 2K. So hit that subscribe button. And thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Without further ado, let's just get straight into the commentary. So let's go. If you're an OG and you've been watching me for a minute, I'm sure a lot of you guys are new here. Hey, welcome. But I did a video last year talking about how Victoria's Secret fashion show was canceled last year, and I talked about why I felt that was branding tactics, kind of being stuck in that old phase, not very inclusive, and I gave my rundown about that. But I did mention Fenty Beauty, and I sang its praise in the video, got a small section, but I never made a video about the fashion show, so I thought it'd be very fitting to do this today. So the Fenty fashion show, as we all know, kind of shook the ground, came in running because Rihanna really revolutionized and kind of shifted the way that people do runway shows, runway, how you present clothing. Off rip, I'm just gonna say this because I say this in every video and y'all are gonna be like, this bitch is so annoying, but I'm a dancer. So I really appreciate how she's incorporating so many art forms, and especially dance, to show that her lingerie, you can dance in it. If you can dance in her lingerie, you can lounge in it, you can do anything, you can do any type of activities, okay? And I think that's such an excellent branding point. So that is probably my favorite thing, disclaimer, about this entire show, is the dancing, because it is the focal point. We're gonna kind of go through the show. It started off with Paris. Paris is a phenomenal choreographer, dancer, super known in the industry, and she did a solo. Last year, I know that she choreographed a lot of the numbers, and I'm gonna have to look into it and I'll put it on the screen, but I believe she probably choreographed a lot of this show as well. It felt very Paris-esque, and she got a solo, and I thought it was so powerful. She was giving it. She was giving it. So she kind of hit the show off with a bang. I thought that was dope, because it's not even like Rihanna really started off the show, right? She really gave Paris that time to motherfucking shine. And what I noticed is she interweaves, right? The lingerie. There's a lot of styling going on. So obviously they use her pieces and then they build upon that. The next performer, the first performer, one of the first, I don't know, my mind is kind of jumbly because I just watched this. Rosalia, I heard that she was going to be on here, and when I saw her pop up on my screen, she looked stunning, and I was so excited because I love her. That's my girl. And if you watch me, you know that's my girl. I really liked that moment. What I would have liked a little more theatrics, but it was simple, it was cute, it was fun. There was men dancing around her. I know that there's a Savage Fenty men line going on, so I don't know if we previewed some of those pieces, but she looked stunning. She sounded great. She came in with the 1-2s, the choreography, and I was here for it. That was lovely. The next big number where there was a shift was this soulful, kind of rockish, sultry. All of the girls were in black, and it was just power. The girls were just slashing and moving and just doing all types of crazy stuff, and I lived for it. We got appearances from Big Sean, which I was fooled. For some reason, I thought he was performing. I think he might have last year. And Normani. Normani looks stunning. But you know what I really want from Normani? A performance. And honestly, I was kind of surprised that Normani's moment was just that walkthrough, versus last year she got that whole dance breakdown, right? So that was interesting. You can see a thematic moment, but she didn't do the same thing she did last year. And then that transitioned us to DJ Mustard bringing out LMA, which I'm pretty sure that was like a preview of a song that has not come out. I know she's coming out with new music. Stay tuned for that because I will be reacting to her album when it comes out. And then Roddy Ricch. So the only thing that I will say is a critique for the fashion show. I personally like when the performances of the artists intertwine with the models and the dancers kind of working their way through. And even when Roddy Ricch started performing high fashion, I felt like that would have been a great moment to have models kind of walking and really showcasing the clothing. I will say, as a critique, that's just one thing that I wish I saw more of. I love the dancing, but sometimes with moving bodies, it's really hard to like take in what you're seeing, like the garments you're seeing. So it's like finding that balance between that movement, which is great for product advertisement, but also being able to see. So I felt like maybe if they would have added some dancers, not dancers, but models or whoever kind of walking with their outfits on to that high fashion song, it would have been a nice slow down moment, simple, and we would have really been able to see the lingerie. And then we go to the next segment. Lizzo was popped up in her blue lingerie, right? And she was in the mirror. It was a nice moment. She actually did not perform, and I like how Rihanna brings these artists in and kind of has them do their model moment, their dance moment, right? Like shapeshift. So that was really cool, and I was here for it. And then on the other side of the mirror, there was a dancer. I don't know her name. And she wasn't like a celebrity performer, anything like that, but she did a solo to a Jill Scott song. Love that song. But she bodied that, and I found myself like very like mesmerized and like super into it. And I think that's dope too, because I've never, you know, I'm kind of a part of the dance community. I know faces, I know names, and I hadn't seen her before, and I thought that was great that she was getting that opportunity. Thought she killed it. Following that part, Rihanna throughout the show would do little segments of talking. It was a lot of film, a lot of videography being put together, like a documentary kind of behind the scenes moment. And one of the conversations that stood out to me was they talked about sexuality. And Rihanna made it a point, you know, sexuality is very personal. It's what you feel good in. It's what you feel good doing. It's not always about, you know, pleasing other people, but yourself and being comfortable in that. And I felt like that said a lot about her brand. She's selling lingerie. It's something that's supposed to make you feel some things, oftentimes sexy, but whatever that evokes. But I felt like that was a powerful moment. And then she would have people in interviews and saying their testimonies and sharing their stories. But I feel like that was powerful because sexuality being tied to that lingerie was just like, Rihanna basically was like, to everybody at home, even if you don't feel sexy, like blah, 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 or whatever the heck, like this lingerie, it's for everybody to feel sexy. It's for everybody to feel in themselves, in tune with themselves. It's not necessarily just to buy it to wear for someone else or to put or show on the internet, but it's for you. They emphasize like it's human, it's a part of who we are, that's how we all got here. And that part to me was very like, I'm right here. Like I literally tuned into the TV and I was like, you know what? That's what's up. My favorite part of the motherfucking show was the setting where there was the garden and there was the flowers and it was like a forest, like this enchanted, like magical neon forest. And a male dancer, I don't know who he is, but he was stunning. Like he did an aerial off the prop, did like 5 spins in like an attitude, freaking go to the floor, like jumps, leaps, turns, like just stunning, like musculature, emotion, body movement. Like that was beautiful. And all of the dancers, and I love the colors. She highlighted like the mint green, the lavender, like the lilac colors. It was beautiful. It was soft. The song was powerful. And then the orchestra came in and the dancers had their legs, and it was very trained, technical dancers in this piece. And I'm somebody who trains in all styles, but particularly I rooted in the trained dancer, whatever that means. So I ate that up. Like I'm so inspired by that. And that was a point where I was just, everything meshed so well together. I was able to focus on the wardrobe. I was able to focus on the music. I was able to focus on the dancing. And that's how you know, artistically, like everything came together, and that was brilliant, genius. And then we had performance from Miguel. That was nice. His wife came on. That was cute. You know, it was cute. I mean, I'm not raving about that part, but it was cute. So the next segment that they had, where they took a break from the show and they talked, was a segment about community. And this really brought home the idea about inclusivity, that everybody should be included. When Rihanna was making this brand, she was thinking about everybody. And of course, sometimes you can't possibly fathom every type of person that exists, but to make that spectrum of what like an average person is, or even not. I mean, I personally felt that seeing that show, there's so much value in people seeing themselves in a product. Consumers are the people, everyday people who are buying your products, everyday women who do not look the way that you are portraying your models to look like, you know? So it's not like this is a high fashion brand. These companies are marketing to everyday women, so people should be able to see themselves in these products. And this segment was really about that, and I really respect that about this brand and Rihanna and herself. And then the final like scene, like the final hoorah, was this clothing factory scene, and it was really interesting. Tons of dancers, like that was dance heavy. There were appearances from Chica, she's a rapper, Paris Hilton, what's his son's name? Christian Combs. I said Sean Combs. Willow Smith. So there was some appearances from them, but also the dancers ate. Like they ate. I was like, they have to be so tired, like so tired. Stamina on 100. I loved the setting, the set. The outfits were a little harder to catch in this segment because it was so much movement, but at the same time, I wasn't mad about it. And what I did notice a difference from the first show was more structural, like this kind of one set fits all. And the dancers and the performers would all kind of be on this similar looking set, similar looking stage. It was very sleek. It was very architectural. In this show, she made more visions. So like even from the garden room to the all black room with the black outfits, to the mirror, like to this last one in this clothing factory environment. To me, I thought that she even expanded on her visions. It was even more of a production this time, and I really noticed that, especially with this last number. So that basically was like the recap of the show. And it was so crazy because when I saw Rihanna walk out like it was the final runway, I was like, that's it? Like, it seemed short, and I was like, it must be because I enjoyed it, because it was about an hour, which is, that's fair, like that's realistic. And then this last part, I was like, what is going on? So I remember hearing that Travis Scott was supposed to perform. The end, after they rolled the credits, they did like a whole backstage thing, and then Travis Scott was back there with Young Thug, and it was a little dragged out for me, a little bit. And Travis and Young Thug did a performance. I was a little confused, I'm not gonna lie. I think what the strategy and the tactic was like, some people are literally gonna come to see Travis Scott, so like, let's not stick him in the middle of the show. Let's not stick him at the end, before the bows. She said, we're gonna put him after the credits, okay? So it could have been a smart tactic, but it felt random to me. There were no models involved. It wasn't connected in any way to the Fenty show. I like Travis Scott, so it's nothing against him, but it felt very like, okay. And then it was officially over. So overall, I felt like the show upgraded from last year. Artistic vision was even bigger. There was more going on, like I said, with the sets, with the environment, with what was going on with the choreography. Everything was kicked up a notch, and I think that's exactly what you should do. I think she's created a great platform for herself where like, this is something that can continue and people can look forward to for a while, because the setting that she does it in is like endless, right? And I stand by what I say about her brand. Inclusivity matters. And I know some people are like, y'all are all so sensitive nowadays, you guys all want to be inclusive, and it's like, but why not? Like, there were so many different men and women on that screen that I was like, there's somebody at home that's looking at this and they could find themselves in at least one person. Whether that be personality, the way that the dancers or the models express themselves, whether that be physically how somebody looked, like there's so much value in that. And it even caught me, like, after the show, during the show, I was going over to her website, like looking at stuff. Rihanna's smart. Like, Rihanna knows what Rihanna is doing, and yeah. I know social media is kind of talking, and I know that people are really praising her for her inclusivity. So overall, guys, I loved the show, and I really can't nitpick it too much because she's changing the way that it's done. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment down below. What do you guys think of the show if you tuned in? What do you also think about her revolutionizing inclusivity and branding? And please hit that subscribe button down below, especially if you made it to the end. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate it so much. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.